One of my favorite movies is the movie Apollo 13. Anyone ever seen the movie? Some of you probably remember the event, but I won't make you raise your hand if you remember the event, because you probably won't admit that you're around then. I do. I remember when it happened. I was in kindergarten, but I still remember when it happened that week in 1970 when everything was in question. There were a group of astronauts on their way to the moon. And if you remember the story, what happened, we find out the story is they just had to do this routine thing of stir their oxygen tanks. And as they did that, there was a short and it caused an explosion. Of course, a little bit of ignition and a little bit of oxygen can cause a big explosion. And that's what happened. And we found out later that it blew off a huge section of the module. So it became evident quickly that they weren't going to make it to the moon. And if you know from the story, I mean, these three guys, for years, they've been working towards this goal to make it to the moon. And they were, as you would say in the King James, sorely disappointed that they couldn't get there. But that faded pretty quickly because what became evident, really within minutes of this happening, is that the big question wasn't, are they going to make it to the moon or not? The big question was, are they going to live or die? That was the real question. And then the story unfolds from there. And if you watch the movie, what's great about that movie is we all know how it's going to end, don't we? You go into that movie because it's a historical